everyone, welcome back. The day you were waiting for has arrived. They just announced the Young Professional Scheme for Indians who want to move to the UK. And obviously I'm making this video because the last time a bunch of people made mistakes and weren't able to apply successfully. So this time round, I hope this video helps you clarify all of your doubts and apply successfully. If you're new, I'm Ashika and we talk about moving anywhere across the world to work or to study. And with that, let's dive in. If you're new to this, the Young Professional Scheme basically allows Indians to move to the UK and live and work there for up to 2 years. Now, while you're on this visa, you can study in the UK, work most jobs, and you can be self-employed and set up a company. You can't, however, take your family along with you on this visa because family members aren't allowed specifically on this visa. You can't extend your stay. You can't make use of public benefits, and you can't work as a professional sports person. But it isn't enough to be Indian, you also have to meet the criteria for this particular scheme. So you've got to be Indian, you've got to be between 18 and 30 years old, you have to have an eligible qualification, you've got to have £2,530 in savings, and the money would need to be in your account. You've got to have at least a bachelor's degree or a higher degree, and you shouldn't have any children under the age of 18 who live with you that you're financially responsible for. Now, if you meet all of the criteria, absolutely brilliant. The next thing for you to do is to apply for the ballot or a lucky draw. The lucky draw is on the 16th of July and it's open all the way from 1:30 p.m. on the 16th till 1:30 p.m. on the 18th. And this is all Indian Standard Time. Now listen very, very carefully because for you to apply for the ballot successfully, you need to keep these things in mind. The first thing is you will have to fill out a form and the form needs to be filled out online. These are the details that will be required. Your name, your date of birth, your passport details, a scanned copy or a photo of your passport, your phone number and your email address. That's absolutely it. You will not have to pay any money at this stage. You will not have to upload any proof of your educational qualifications, absolutely nothing. At this stage, this is all that is required. If you are successful in this ballot or the lucky draw, then you will be invited to apply for the visa and you should get the email for this within 2 weeks of you applying for this ballot. You need to remember that not everyone will get a chance to apply for the visa. Only the people who have been selected in the ballot will get the opportunity. Last time, the steps were you first create an account and after you create an account, you sign into the application and then apply for the ballot. Very simple. Now, two really important things for you to keep in mind. The first thing is the ballot is absolutely free. You have to pay for absolutely nothing to enter the ballot. The last time round, a lot of links were circulating that were asking people to pay a certain amount to apply for the ballot and they were confusing people. If you get such links, please remember they're scam links. They're just trying to take your money. The ballot is absolutely free to enter. You only need to pay if you are successful and if you've been sent an email asking you to apply for the visa. Now, the other thing you need to keep in mind, when this went live earlier in the year, there were 3,000 places available. Now, only the balance of those 3,000 places are available for this round. So let's assume of the 3,000 people last time, 1,000 people did not apply. That means you would have 1,000 places available this time. But assume from the 3,000 people last time, 20 people who were successfully invited to apply didn't apply. That means this time's ballot could have only 20 places available. That is the truth, unfortunately. But the fact is that if you really want to apply for this ballot, you have absolutely nothing to lose. So my suggestion would be to go ahead and apply for it if you're eligible. And also remember that you can only apply once in this particular ballot for a single person. So don't try applying multiple times to increase your odds with a different email and a phone number because in the end your passport is the same and they will know it's you applying multiple times. So those multiple applications will be rejected. Now, what happens if you're successful in the ballot? Very simple. Then you have 90 days from the day of the email to apply. And when you apply for this visa online, you would have to pay the visa fee, which is £298. Along with that, you'll also have to pay the immigration health surcharge or the IHS, which is £1,552. The IHS will basically allow you to get access to healthcare in the UK. So, overall, to apply for the visa, not the ballot, for the visa, you will pay £1,850. And apart from this, you'll also have to show that £2,530 in your savings. You don't have to pay it to anyone, but you need to prove that you have that money in your account and you can show your bank statements for this. What happens if you're not successful? It's really simple. You can go on to apply the next time as long as you're still eligible and as long as this ballot is still available because it's a new government in the UK and anything can happen. The scheme can be scrapped. Let's hope it's not. Now, let's go back to what happens in case you're successful in the ballot. In that case, in order to apply for the visa, you would have to provide these documents. A valid passport or other documents that show your identity and nationality. You would have to show evidence that you have at least £2,530 in your bank account. and you could show bank statements. You'd have to show evidence of your qualification. Here, your college or university would need to provide written confirmation that you have completed your studies and graduated with the required qualification. You'd also have to show a TB test if you're living in India or another listed country, and you'd have to show a police report or a clearance certificate from India. The last time round, there were a lot of people who were living outside India, who were actually Indians, but wanted to apply for a police clearance certificate and didn't know how to. It's really simple this time round because the government has actually clarified it. All you need to do is visit a local regional support office and you can apply for it there. If you're already in the UK, you can apply through the Indian High Commission in London. And just remember, if you are successful in the ballot and then you go on to apply for the visa, and if any of the information in your visa application is incorrect, you will not get your visa fees back. So please ensure all of the details mentioned in your visa application are 100% correct. Now, more important information, because last time round, like I told you, a lot of people made a lot of mistakes. So I'm going to share those mistakes with you so that you don't make the same ones. What happens if you're 30 and a few months old? You can still apply. Can you apply from your mobile phone or do you need a laptop? You can apply from your mobile phone. It'll just be a little trickier because everything is really small, but there's no issue. What happens if you make a mistake while you're filling out your application form for your ballot or for your visa application? Ask a family member or a friend to sit beside you, read what you're filling out before you hit that submit button. What happens if you don't have a last name? Very simple. Enter your first name as your last name. What happens if you enter the wrong phone number or email ID? Well, chances are you might not get the verification code that they send you, so please ensure that your email ID and your phone number are 100% correct. What happens if you don't get an email? If you don't get the email from the government, it's very simple. Check your spam folder. Whether you are successful or unsuccessful, either way you should get an email. But last time round, a lot of people didn't get emails, but just cross your fingers, check your spam folder. There's nothing else you can do. What happens if you were unsuccessful in past ballots? Can you apply now? Yes, you absolutely can. Can you apply if you're a student in the UK? Yes, you can apply if you're a student. Can you switch over to a skilled worker visa or a healthcare worker visa on this visa? Well, you can if you get a sponsored job within 2 years. Did you lose the entire amount if your visa is rejected? If your visa is rejected, you lose the visa fees. You might get your health surcharge back, but let's hope it doesn't get to that. Now, let's talk about what you should do next. Before the 16th, there's a bunch of things you absolutely need to do. First off, save your passport pictures as either a JPEG file or a PNG file or a PDF, and it needs to be under 6 MB or the program will not accept. And make sure you have the back and the front of your passport in one picture so you don't forget to upload anything. Last time there were a bunch of people who forgot to upload one page of their passport. Follow an easy way to name your passport, so you can just do your name followed by _passport. So in my case, for instance, it would be Ashika _passport. Also, please remember, when the ballot opens, there are like thousands of people applying at the same time. So the page crashes or it has a very long waiting time. So be patient. You have 2 days to fill in the ballot. You do not have to go crazy and in that stress make mistakes. So take your time and apply after some time. Now, the last time round, I made this entire tutorial video of exactly what steps are there, how to apply the whole process. So I suggest that before the ballot on the 16th, you watch this video so you know exactly what's going to be asked, what the process flow is, so you're prepared for that day. And if you're confused, it's this video. Now, all the best and thanks for watching.